All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. So on this episode, we got a lot going on. We are going to be doing our weapons test as requested. The top items in the game at the Wastelands to see who's the champion. So before we get going, please like, subscribe, hit that follow button, notification bell, all that good stuff. Helps out the channel tremendously. Helps grow Dead Frontier, and I appreciate you guys very much. If you guys want to get more involved, check out our Discord channel in the description right below. There's a link that takes you right to it. It's 100% free. I have also added a section in there for content requests where you guys can submit for free, you know, what you guys would like to see or any questions you have. And that gives me content, right? It gives me more videos to make. And if you guys don't tell me, I don't know what you want to see. So I need your opinions and your thoughts, guys. This video actually came from somebody requesting this. So without further ado, let's go. All right, so we are going to be testing weapons in the Wasteland to see who is the best as far as grinding goes. So our contestants are the XR2 Magstorm, the CryoStorm, the UWC Unlimited Ray Cannon, the Warhawk X10, the Gut Stitcher, Hypercoil, Valkyrie, Wyvern, Serpent Fangs, Dawn SMG, Short Fuse Crossbow, Flesh Seeker, Sand Scorcher, Vindicator M50, the Dragon's Maw, Marauder 55, and the Flesh Reaver. So we have a lot going on, guys. Like I said, this video is probably going to be long, so buckle in, get a drink, get a snack, put it on the TV, whatever you're doing, but get comfy, guys, because I think this is going to take a while. So again, the game plan is we're going to go with base damage like we always do. So I could put on, you know, my grinding implants, but everybody has different implants, so I don't think that's really fair. I know some guns do better with attack speed, some do better with damage, but we're just going to go, you know, base for base. I'm going to have my run speed, my movement speed, but I'm not going to really have damage. I think we're going to have like 9% damage boost. So this is really going to be just an example of what these guns do from the rip. So I got everything I need. I got a couple repair kits. I got some neurotonin. I got my ammo. I got my weapons. And we are at P13. And we're just going to go down here to the Wastelands. We're going to go down a couple blocks like normal. And we're going to start grinding. Now, when we go to do this, I am going to reset this EXP counter every time we complete a weapon. And I'm going to document it here on this spreadsheet. So anyway, I guess without further ado, here we go. So what I'm going to do to make this video shorter, I'm going to pause it until I get to the Wastelands, and then you guys will see me here in 2 seconds. Alright guys, so we are back at the Wastelands, and again, we are going to go down a couple blocks here, and then we're going to begin our experiment. So the rules of engagement are, we are going to grind. We'll let this thing do updates until it slows down, and then we're going to document what that damage is, and then we'll grab the next contestant and see what happens from there. So, and again, thank you guys if you've been watching. I appreciate you guys very much. I'm really liking the feedback. I'm loving the comments. I'm liking the suggestions, and really enjoy doing this, guys. So thank you guys for the opportunity. It means a lot to me. I've been playing Dead Frontier for an extremely long time, and it's almost like this is kind of a new step in my journey with it. So, you know, getting to max level was one, and then getting the items I wanted was another, and I've kind of completed all that, so I feel like this is kind of what I want to be doing. Alright, we'll go down one more block. And if we die, what we'll do is we'll just reset. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but in the Wastelands, anything's possible. Alright, so this block right here is where we're going to start our grind at. And again, like I said, it's a little bit chaotic when you first start. I'm going to make this siren go off here. Alright, there's my horde. So at the top left, you see that green. That's the EXP an hour. We're going to be looking at the average. And again, it's going to be a little sketchy at first until I kind of get my groove going on here. Let me know if you guys have been liking the 1440p content. I did make it upscale it to 2K. That's what resolution I run at. Makes the videos a little larger to upload, but if I can give you guys better quality and you guys actually use it, then I'll continue to do that. Alright, so we're starting off this bad boy at 60 million. And again, this is subject to change here. We just gotta let this thing get a couple updates in it. And the way that the update system works is every X amount of seconds or minute or whatever it is, it sends an update with the XP, and that updates my tracker up there at the top left. So 60,600,000, that's 2 updates. And I feel like we're getting a pretty good representation. Again, I am not the best grinder in the world, but, you know, even if I'm a shitty grinder, the experiment's going to be ran with a shitty person each time, so it shouldn't matter. Obviously, some people can get more XP than me, but, you know, for experimental reasons, it shouldn't play really a big difference in this. 62. And again, this is going to be a long video, guys, so, again, if you guys don't have something to snack on, or a drink, or some chill time, I highly recommend you go get yourself a snack. 62-1. And this is the XR2 Magstorm. I've heard this gun actually thrives with attack speed, and I heard it's a very good contender down here for like the best gun for grinding. If you guys want to see another video with me using my implants, damage, and all that stuff, let me know. So we're up to 63. And once it slows down, we're going to call it. And this is a holiday event going on right now. We're on the Christmas event. So if you guys are watching this at some other point, this is with the Christmas event going on. So 63.5, I think we're going to call it after this next update. $64.1. So we'll just say 65. Now, what we're going to do is every time that we finish a weapon, I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to reset this counter. Alright, so hang on. Alright, so we're reset. Now we're going to switch to the CryoStorm. Alright, here we go. Again, it's going to take a second for us to even get our first reading here. We have a 9% damage boost. Again, you can really tell the slow from this gun. Really helps. So first update, 34 million. But again, you can't really go off of that because the first update is always skewed. I need to find a good spot that I'm comfortable in grinding in. I'm not really a big fan of where I'm at. Let's try this top right corner, maybe. Need like an open area. 43 million, so again, a little bump there. But I'm not in a good area to really test this here. This slow is just insane though. Look at this. 43.8. $47. All right, I need all these guys to come up here for me. We're going to try this area. And again, I need to give this a good couple updates since I'm moving around the map. It is going to skew our results, so once I find a good spot, though, we should be all right. All right, 46.5. $48.5. We're gonna do another one, another round here. Uh-oh. Whew, that was close, guys. Curious if the mag storm will beat this guy out. 49.3. Again, a good update there. We're going to keep going. And this should do around 55 according to our last test. Ow. Man, I mean, I'm getting hit by these exploders. So we're at 50,200,000. $51. We're going to keep going. And I know we did this video not too long ago, and we were able to get up to like 58 million, something like that. But again, it's gonna change depending on the horde size, the environment type. So at the top right, there's like a cloud and a moon. So depending on all these different things, it will change our statistics. $51.5. I just can't seem to get a horde with this thing. Like a big group of enemies. I don't know if it kills them too fast or... $51.5. 52. So it's still going up. Ouch. Gotta be careful not getting too close with shotguns because they hit so hard. If it's an exploder, you're just gonna get smacked. So we're at 52, almost 52 even. Come on. Need an update here. $52.3. Alright, so what we're going to do, at the top there it says 55. Because I was moving around the map, I do think it got skewed a little bit. But if you watch our last video, we just did this and it was like 55 to 59. So we're going to go ahead and go with 55 and check out the next item here. I'm just trying to save some time because I know this video is going to take a very long time. So bear with me real quick. All right, guys. So timer is reset. We're going to switch to the UWC, Unlimited Wraith Cannon. This one should be pretty interesting to see. I got to be careful, man. I'm just getting lit up down here with these exploders. So let's see what kind of damage we can get with this bad boy. I do like grinding with miniguns, probably the best, I would say. Everybody's got their weapons that they like to use, and I would say mine are miniguns. I've just done it for so long that I'm so used to it. Alright, so 31 million. Again, guys, it takes multiple rounds to kind of build up. And as you could see from that cryo shotgun, the damage was still going up. It just takes a while. $44.8. And see, with the shotgun, if you guys can notice now, like I have this horde all over me, it's easy to shoot them. When I had the shotgun, it was killing them so fast, it wasn't really fair to get a good reading on it because I couldn't get them all to be constantly in front of me. So 44.8 is where we're at. 49.4. And again, this is with 9% damage boost, guys. This would be like anybody coming down here and just giving this a go. The only boost I really have, maybe like a little bit of attack speed, but most of it is run walk speed. 51.6. So it's hanging right there with that shotgun so far. This should be a good update we have coming up here. $52.9. And a lot of these guns will probably be very close in damage because they're all in-game items, and there's not like one item that's got like way crazier stats than the other. So they're all pretty similar. There will be some differences, but you're not going to see like in one do 100 million and one do and the rest do like 40. It'll be pretty stagnant. At least it should be. But again, we're trying to see who's the best, right? So we're going to discover who the ultimate is. 54. We're going to do another update or two, and then we'll switch it out. Starting to slow down on us. And if you guys haven't, please hit that subscribe button. That helps me out tremendously. Helps build the channel. It also makes, if you guys don't know what that does, it makes YouTube, the algorithm, it makes it send it out to more people. So not only is the subscription button helping out the channel grow, it's also helping out Dead Frontier by spreading the word of the game. And the more players we have, guys, the more content we're going to get, right? The more money they make, the more they're going to make content, right? Or stuff for us. So the goal of the game is to help them help us. So 54.4, and this will be our last update with the UWC. $55. So it's going to hang right around that 55 mark as well. I'll do one more. I just feel like 500,000 was a lot to jump, so we're going to do one more with it. $55.6. And again, guys, at the top right, that's another video I need to do, is go over the conditions of the weather, because that does affect all kinds of different things. So if you guys didn't know that, you can actually, I believe, hit escape and put your mouse over it and it'll tell you. But we'll make a video and kind of go over what those are. Alright, 56. We'll call it even at, we'll call it 55, because it's going to go back and forth. And it is going up slowly, but I really want to give it a good shot here. Let me do one more. I'm sorry, guys. Again, I'm trying to do this test the right way and to be 100% fair and give the items the chance they need. $56.2. We'll do 56 with it. So let's go ahead and pause. And actually, we need to equip new items and everything. So go ahead and pause this. Alright, guys. So we got the Warhawk, the Gut Stitcher, and the Hypercoil. So we're going with the Warhawk first. Oh, oops. You know what? I forgot to reset our counter up there. I'm going to do that because that's... I want to make sure we do the same test with every item. Let me pause this. Alright. So, again, we're using the Warhawk, and we're going to see how this bad boy does here. The timer has been reset, and we're just going to grind again. And I've never used the Warhawk, so I'm not really sure what to expect with this. The UWC, we've seen it did 56 million, but I will say this, as far as like experiments go, I've used the UWC for years and years. So I'm going to be better grinding with it than any other weapon. So you got to remember that. So that can skew things a little bit. I'm just very comfortable with it. You know what I mean? As where I did the shotgun and everything else, you know, obviously I can grind with them, but I'm not going to be as efficient as I am with the UWC. So 42 is our first update here. You know, I'm not liking the knockback that it has. I feel like you have to be a little more aware. $47. So I don't think this one's going to be as high of a hitter. And I think with the new Unreal update coming out here, whenever that is, I expect the miniguns and machine guns to probably do a little better. From what I'm hearing, it sounds like the attack speed is going to really change the damage. I guess there's like a limit on DPS for machine guns, and I think that might alleviate that. So we're at 49.8. So again, we're going to be in the 50s, guys. And most of these guns are, again, they're going to be pretty similar because they're all in-game items and they're all very close in damage. What we're looking for is what is the top damage and how do they feel grinding. And again, I don't feel real comfortable with this, but it'll work. 51. We'll do one more update. I think it's pretty much tapped out. That was scary. $51.5. I mean, going up by half, you know, 500,000 is pretty good. So we'll do one more. Again, this is going to be a long video, guys. But you guys asked me to do it. I had several comments on it. You guys really like the shotgun showdown, so hopefully this one does just as well. And again, if you guys like me keeping my videos at that 9% damage rate, 51.6. So we're going to call it at 51.5. Let me pause this. You know what we're going to do here? Let's reset. Alright, let me reset. Alright, so we reset here. Now we're going to get the Gut Stitcher out and we're going to see how that does. Now, I have used the Gut Stitcher, but not very much. Only when it first came out. I heard that this gun shines with attack speed and damage. But again, we're using our 9% boost. And I think that's what I was talking about before I switched weapons. If you guys would prefer me to use my implants, let me know. But I know in previous videos and when I've watched other people, you know, I liked it. I did not like that because a lot of times, a lot of what they used to be out of my reach. So I think this is more of a realistic view on things. But again, it's up to you guys. I don't care regardless. Whatever you guys want to see is what I want to do. So you guys let me know. So 29. So the Gut Stitcher, a slow start here, but again, the first cycle is always a little low. $34. Nice update there. Should be a good update coming up, I would think. We're at 34.8. $37. So you can tell that this gun is not, I mean, I would say it's not a grinding weapon, right? I mean, everything else was in the 40s right from the rip pretty much. Now, I'm not saying it can't be. You get enough attack speed, enough damage, I mean, you can really use anything. $38. $38.5. Next update, 39.6. We're going to keep going. It was over 1 million DPS. Or I guess EXP an hour, I should say. So we'll be in the 40s. We're going to be in the very low 40s, though, like 40, 41. Alright, so 40,300. It did drop down there a lot. I'm going to say that this gun's going to top out at 41 million. Which is okay, that's respectable. But again, it's not like a UWC or the Mag Storm or any of that, right? So let me go ahead and pause. And again, we're going to switch weapons and we're going to reset our counter here. Alright, now we're going to be doing the Hypercoil. Now this weapon, this is one of my all-time favorites. I would say, man, I would probably, to me, I would say this is my #1 grinding weapon. When you put attack speed on this thing, man, and you put damage on it, it's just such a safe grinding weapon. It's hard to beat. The damage is amazing, and it may not be the best damaging weapon in the game. It's very close. But the stun ability, you'll see it here in a second, is so good. You don't really have to worry about anything when you're down here. We need some aggro, guys. I need some aggro. Come on. So we're at 37 to start out here. Now look at the stunning from this. This is why I like the Hypercoil. It shoots fast and it stuns. And when I say stuns, I mean it stuns. Look at this. I don't have to try. It's ridiculous. 41, so we already beat out the Gut Stitcher. And we haven't even had a really good update yet. Now this gun I know is like, I think like 130 million, maybe more than that, maybe 200 million, something like that. It's expensive. I think it might be 200 million. It is an expensive gun. We're at 49 million, guys. And again, you know, it's doing great damage. And look how safe this is. I mean, it doesn't even look like I really have anything coming after me. So 49.8. Yeah, when you put damage on this thing and attack speed, monster. $53. That was a huge update. 53.4. Let's see what this next one does. Ow. 55.8. It's going to be in there with the Magstorm, I think. And the C1 shotgun, the new one. So we're at 55.8. Our updates are actually very good. Still pushing DPS. It's very easy to control this crowd. Whereas, you know, like, again, the C1, I love it, but I feel like down here it's harder to grind because it kills so fast. It's like you can't get a mob. 57, guys. And this is with a 9% damage boost. Let's see what our next update is. We're at 57.6. $59. That's a huge update. I mean, we got to keep going. If it's going up by millions every update, we got to keep going until it slows. Imagine putting attack speed and damage on this bad boy. 59.4. See what the next update does here. $65. So it's slowing down, but we're at the 60 mil mark. This next update, we might call it. $60,500,000. Let's see what we get with this next one. $800K update, 61. One more. Again, I'm going to give every item its shot, guys. We're trying to find out who reigns the king here. This next update will probably do it. Again, I told you, yeah, 61.7. So we're probably going to push out about 62 with this thing until it slows down. So let's go ahead and stop. I'm going to put it at 62 because I know we'll get at least one more update out of this. So I'm going to pause this. All right, so we got our new items on here, and we're going to go over what these are. It's the Valkyrie, the Wyvern, and the Serpent's Fangs. So I would say the Valkyrie I've heard is amazing, but I'll just be 100% honest. I do not like grenades. I don't like grenade launchers. I find them to be difficult to grind with. I don't know why. I guess that's just what I struggle with. But regardless, we are going to give this a go. I know a lot of people love grenade launchers. I just don't. So 26, but again, the first update is never even close to being right. I think right now the Hypercoil is our champion. $38. Big update there. I just don't like the crowd control of a grenade launcher. As you can see, like, I'm not getting huge mobs hit by this grenade. 44. Nice update. I think the Gut Stitcher's been our lowest one so far, which doesn't really surprise me a ton. This should be a good update. When I see packs of zombies like this just getting destroyed, that's when I feel like I'm going to have a good update. So we're at 44 million. 47. I think this thing's going to kind of get stuck around 52. And again, I'm not the best grenade launcher grinder for sure, so take that as you will, guys. I'm not a pro by any means. I've played for a long time, but there's still a ton I'm learning. I know you guys, a lot of you guys have helped me out by giving me suggestions. 48. See what this next update brings here. We're still at 48 too. I definitely don't feel safe doing this though. 49. So 800k update. But again, I'm so bad with grenade launchers, guys. I almost feel bad doing this. I did bring repair kits, so we don't have to leave. Should be alright. 49.2 is where we're at. Alright, 49.5. We're going to put it at... I'm going to go ahead and give it 51 because I just know how bad I am with this. And I guarantee you can probably get more. I'm just not good with grenade launchers. So let me pause this. Alright, so we're going to move on to the Wyvern. Now, I don't expect this pistol to do very well at all. But it is a high damage pistol according to the wiki. So we're going to go ahead and give it its fair share because it deserves it. So, first update, 14 million, but again, you know how that goes. I guess the hardest thing is going to be for me not to die. Pistols, again, are really not meant for the Wasteland. But, you know, we're going to try it. $28. It does pierce through enemies, so having large clumps of enemies is kind of key. $32. Decent updates, actually. See what this next one gives us. I would not bring this here though to grind. I would never really bring a pistol. So 35. See what this next one gives us here. I expect it to start slowing down. 3637. So by the time it slows down, guys, we're going to be at about 40 even. Because they start trailing. You know, that was a 2 million. The last one was 3.5. We'll do one more update, but I think we're going to be at about 40 million, which is actually pretty good. It's on par with the Gut Stitcher as far as EXP goes, and being a pistol, it's not too shabby. So 38.2, again, another 1.5 million. So yeah, we're going to be around 40 million. Let's go ahead and pause it. Switch our weapons out. Reset our counter. All right, counter's reset. We're going to try the Serpent's Fangs. And again, I know I stopped that one a little early, but if I know they're only going to be doing about 40 million, it's not going to be a contender for number 1. So we're going to call it what it is and move on here. All right, so this is the Serpent Fangs. I can see someone grinding with these. Actually, I know people have grinded with these. So now it's our turn. All right, let's see what we can do here. I like the attack speed on these things. I like the knockback. It does slow them when you hit them. You could I could definitely come down here and grind with these for sure. Much better than the Wyvern. So 25 million. $33 million. And again, we're just going to keep going here. $33.5. $36. Ouch. I probably should repair my armor next time we swap weapons here. Still at 36. The next update should be pretty decent, I would think. 38. So it's going to be hanging in there probably around the 40 range. Nothing crazy. Again, it's not meant for grinding, right? This isn't a minigun. It's not a flamethrower. It's not a grenade launcher. Let's give it another update here and see what we get. $40. So we're going to pass the 40 mark. We're going to keep going. Next update should be halfway decent. So 42. And it's definitely grindable. I mean, you can see I'm down here. I'm controlling the aggro. I'm not struggling too much. It's killing them pretty fairly quickly. And again, this is with a 9% damage boost, guys. $42.7. One more update and we'll call it. It's probably going to be around 43. If you're looking for a grinding pistol, though, definitely can do this. Actually, you might get 45. I think we're going to get about 45 out of this. It is updating. It's just going up slowly now. We're at 43.8. That last update was like 1 million or so. See what this one does here. This will probably be our last one. 44.6. So we're going to call it at 45. It has slowed down a lot. If you can get 45 million an hour with a 9% boost with a pistol, pretty damn good. Alright guys, so we are back. And now we're going to be trying the Dawn SMG, the short fuse crossbow, and the Flesh Seeker. So here's the Dawn SMG. I did repair. I did heal up. So we are good to keep going. I reset our counter. I like how the Dawn SMG feels already. First time using this weapon. Alright, the first update, 14 million. Again, we know how that goes. Let me know if you guys watch this whole video. Again, this video is going to be over an hour long. And it's just a competition video, right? I'm curious on how many people actually watch this all the way through. 28 million. I think we'll get close to 50 million with this. Again, I'd have no idea. That's just my guess. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And if you guys are still watching, hit that subscribe button, please. Help me out. And again, I got a lot more content planned, guys. We're just going to keep pushing stuff out to you guys. And if you guys have any recommendations, go to our Discord channel and go to the comment one, or a content one, and, you know, give me some ideas on what you guys would like to see. And again, this was inspired by you guys. I had multiple comments asking for a video comparing the best items in the Wasteland. And here you are. Now you have it. So we're at 31.9, so pretty much 32 million. I love the large mag size. 999 bullets. Very, very handy. We're at 34.5. Again, 9% damage boost. Keep that in mind. We are doing a holiday event, though, so it's Christmas, so we're getting all that EXP boost. Let's see what this update gives us. 35. This actually may not do very well, guys. When I start seeing like 1 million updates, that's when I'm like, think it's starting to struggle. $36. Next update should give me a good one. When I feel like I've had a horde that I've been shooting almost the whole update, that's when I feel like I have a good run going. 36.7. So maybe the Dawn SMG is not going to pull through for us. We'll do another one, but that wasn't a very good update. $36.7. $37.5. So we're down to 800K. We're going to do one more update here. I think we are going to be around 40 million. Dawn SMG just doesn't have what it needs. Still a good weapon. It's just not made for the Wastelands, right? So 37.5. See what this next update does to us. 38, yeah. So it's about tapped out. It's going to keep going up, but it's going to go up slowly. So we're going to cap it out at 40. Let's go ahead and pause, reset our stuff. Pause this. All right, guys. So the short fuse is up next. And again, I'm not a big fan of grenade launchers. I know that this is supposedly the #1 EXP gun in the game. It was actually made for looting. It's a silent grenade launcher, but people took it to the Wastelands to give it a go, and it did phenomenal. Again, I suck with grinding with grenade launchers, so you know, it is what it is. I'll do the best I can, but I'm not a big fan of grenade launchers. So we're starting off strong. It did start off at 40 million, and that was the first update, so I'm actually impressed by that. The stun effect is nice. 53, guys. So it is doing its job. That's a really good update, guys. And it should go up from there. And again, don't forget, 9% damage boost. Most of you guys have way more than that. 59. Okay, I can see this why this is #1. I really can. And again, I'm not comfortable with grenade launchers. I don't know if it's like the explode radius or what the deal is, but it's definitely doing work. 59.7. $62.6. Holy cow. That might turn out to be #1 for us as well, guys. I think the rumors might be true. It might be as good as it gets here. Again, my biggest thing is just trying to keep a horde. 64. Yeah, it's going to take first. And we're going to keep going until it starts slowing down here. And what's crazy is this is a looting weapon, guys. $65. It's slowing down. Do another update with it. The rumors might be true. But again, I'm not a fan of grenade launchers. I would probably still pick the Hypercoil just for myself. Just not comfortable with grenade launchers. $65.5. We're going to stop it after the next update here. $65.8. So we're gonna put it down for 66. Very good, very healthy. Wow. All right, pause this. All right, now this is one I've been waiting to see. This is the Flesh Seeker. So it has a special ability. It automatically seeks the enemies and it spins in circles, right? Like, look at this. It's going to go in circles. So I would think that this would be the best one. But I mean, I don't think it's going to, or people would be talking about it constantly. But in my opinion, you know, I would think with it doing that it should take first place, but we'll see what happens here. I'm very curious on how this does in the Wastelands. I've always wondered. I used to use this gun as my main. I just never came down here with it. So 34, a big healthy update. We're at 35 million, 34,900,000 to be exact. And we're just going to keep grinding here. It's very nice because you don't have to worry about really aiming. And the slow effect is also extremely handy. $44, another healthy update. And again, I would think that this would be number one. I really would. Doesn't mean it's going to be, but with just the way the gun functions. We're at 44.5. $50. So big updates. And I don't really have to run. Aggro is very controlled with this due to the slows. $51, so it's starting to slow down on us. Just not enough damage. But again, if you put some implants on, some speed boost, some attack speed and stuff, I'm sure this thing would be really fun down here. $51.6. Let's see what our last update is here. Again, the last one slowed down tremendously. $52.8. So still 1.2 million update. We'll keep pushing it. Might end up like 54-ish, 55. So we're at 52.8. $54. That was a big update. Again, a lot of it depends on the size of the mobs that you have. Horde. If you can control and keep a horde that's thick, you're going to get more experience. So 54.1. $54.6. One more update, guys, and then we're calling it with this. Call it probably 55 is what I'm going to call it. We're still at 54.6. Should update any second. 56. So it'll be about 57 if we keep this rate. It's going to keep dying out. But I think 57 is a pretty good call. So we're going to call it at 57. Hang on. All right, so we switched our weapons. We are now going to be using the Sand Scorcher, which I heard is amazing down here. We'll see how this thing does. When we are at the 1 hour mark, guys. So again, I hope you're enjoying the video. Again, if you guys need a refresher, pause this. We still have 5 weapons to go. Grab a snack. relax, right? Just chill, hang out, see what ends up coming of all this. So 21 million first update. If you guys have more things you'd like to see, or maybe you want me to do the same experiment but with damage boost, let me know. Still 21 million, waiting for the next update here. I like flamethrowers, you know, this is actually pretty nice. I wish I had a little more knockback, but overall not bad. Okay, nice update, 35. And I believe the Sand Scorcher was #1 for the Wastelands for a good while. $35, $39, big update again. Again, a lot of it's just getting the flow of the horde, so you can get good EXP. We're at 39.2. $42.4. So not as good as I was thinking. Obviously we're not done yet, but for it to only be in the 40s, in the low 40s, on its like third update, I'm not too impressed. But again, maybe this is one of those items that it really needs damage. 44.8. See what this next update gives us here. $46.5. So it's still going strong. Just takes a little while to build up here. It's probably going to cap out around 50. At the top, it says EXP an hour. That's how much you would get at the rate you're going. But again, I go by the average because I feel like that is like best case scenario, and average kind of lets us judge that by what we're actually doing. Get 47.5. All right, let's see how big this next update is. Still 47.5. 47.7. So we're going to call it 48. Let's pause. All right. So now we got the Vindicator. We're going to see what this does here. Again, I wouldn't think this is a grinding weapon. I just picked this because it's one of the in-game rifles. And again, we're testing all the in-game items, so this is an in-game item, so we're going to test it. It does pierce enemies. Stun's not bad. 28. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not good. That was close, guys. Again, I wouldn't use this down here because I don't really feel comfortable. 46.9. That was impressive. $46.9 is where we're at with this. But you see what I'm saying about like getting hordes? I gotta find a better spot to grind. I really don't like the section that I'm in, to be honest. I feel like there's always something in my way. So we're at 49. Still 49.3. 52. I'm actually impressed. I didn't think we'd be this high with this weapon. So we're at 52.5. But again, that's why we're doing these tests, right? You could grind down here with this. I would say I could do this. 54.6. Big update still, guys. This is actually doing pretty well. Ouch. The knockback's just not there, but I mean, damage-wise, it's holding its own. $53. So we're going to call it at 54. I think this is pretty much the best it's going to get. Let's do one more update. I'd say 54, 55 is where we're going to end up at. $51. So we'll do 53. I think 53 is fair. All right, let me pause this. All right. So now we're going to switch to the Dragon's Maw. This is another flamethrower. I really like grinding with flamethrowers. I've never done it before. I've just been using them in this video alone. And I will tell you, I like flamethrowers. So right off the rip, 33 million. I feel like we actually had a very strong start with this. $42. We're at 42.8, guys. Very comfortable with this, though. And again, this is the Dragon's Maw. $46. A healthy update there. $46 still. $48. So it's probably going to stay around 50, 52. $48. 49. So yeah, we're gonna call it at 50. It's slowing down. It only went up $1 million and we had a pretty good run, so we're gonna call it there. It's gonna be about a 50, probably 51 by the time it slows down. All right, guys, this will be our last cycle here, and then we're going to go over the results. All right, so let's get started. We have the Marauder. Another machine gun. No idea what to expect with this. I like the speed of it though, it shoots quick. What size of magazine is this? 200 rounds. So 18 million, first update. Again, we know how that goes. Should be getting a decent update here. So I can tell you as far as the horde goes, it's not killing them very fast. I can tell you that. So 31 million. I think this is going to be on the lower end, like the 40s. $35. And again, please hit that subscribe button. If you guys are chilling watching this, hit that subscribe button. Really helps me out. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's amazing how far we've came, and it's going to be amazing how far we go. So just make sure you guys help us reach our goals. I still have a lot of content planned. And again, join our Discord. The link is in the comments right below. I pinned it. So please join our Discord and let me know for more feedback and more suggestions and videos that you would like to see. And we are at 37 million. We'll do another one, but I think I'm going to call it at 40. Again, I don't think this is going to contend for the top spot, right? So 37.7. $38.8 million update. Do one more. So this is on the lower end. $38.8 still. 39.4, yeah, it's slowing down. So we're going to call this at 40. Let me write this down. All right, so this is one I've been interested in looking at. This is the Flesh Reaver. So this is the chainsaw. Very long chainsaw, I will say. Amazing for PvP. But we're going to check it out on this. Again, you wouldn't have to worry about ammo if you're using this. And everything I've been doing, guys, is with a 9% damage boost. Again, let me know in the comments below. Do you guys like me making these videos with low boosts? You know, what kind of boost would you like to see? Maybe I do like a mix and match or an average. So 25 for the first update here. I like the length of the chainsaw, especially for down here. It lets me be able to put some distance in there. 33. Oh no, my game just crashed? Guys, I think my game just crashed. Uh-oh, hang on. What a terrible time to crash. Did I die? No? That was weird. Okay, well, whatever. We're back at it. I don't know what in the hell just happened. I didn't even get like an error or anything. It just closed. We'll just continue on and see what happens here. It reset my experience and everything. And it was blessing in disguise, I guess, right? I think we would have been okay anyway, but I don't really get that many crashes with Dead Frontier. Let me know what you guys... If you guys have things like that happen, post a comment. I'm curious. That was kind of weird. So 16 million. Now we got to kind of restart this. Let it build up a little bit. $26 million. I do like me a chainsaw, though. I'm not gonna lie. Gets a little sloppy, though, if you can tell. I mean, it's a little bit chaotic. So 32. You don't have to really worry about exploders. $32. This should be a good update, I would think. 34. So it's gonna, yeah, it's definitely slowing down. We're at 34.5. This is the Flesh Reaver. You know, I probably wouldn't come down here with a chainsaw. But if you do, here's what you're going to get. 35. We're going to call it, we'll say 37, because it's going to go up a little bit. Let me pause this. All right, so we have tested all of our items. I'm going to run back to the outpost, and then we're going to go over this real quick. So just stay tuned. Just hang on 1 second. All right, guys. So we're back at the outpost. We're going to go over our results here. So I might flashbang you here for a bright screen coming up. All right. So here's the results, guys. So we have from least to best. So we have Flesh Reaver as the lowest. Wyvern, the Dawn SMG, and the Marauder. So those three actually tied. The Gut Stitcher, the Serpent, the Sand Scorcher, the Valkyrie, Dragon's Maw, Warhawk, Vindicator, CryoStorm, UWC, Flesh Seeker, XR2, Hypercoil, and the Short Fuse. So that's our standings. That's the winner of everything is the Short Fuse, followed by the Hypercoil, which is followed by the XR2. Now, let's look at this comparison real quick. So let's go to the marketplace. Let's just say that you wanted the best grinding weapon. If you're talking experience, we're going to look at the Short Fuse. Is there none for sale? Oh, it's 2 words. Okay. So for 200 million, you can pick up a Short Fuse. So that is the best DPS weapon in the game right now at base damage. Okay. And again, that's to our test. You know, maybe I did something wrong, but that's what we came up with, and that aligns with what people have said. The next is the Hypercoil. So again, about the same price. It did 62, and the Short Fuse did 66. I personally would prefer the Hypercoil due to the stunning. I felt a lot safer. I just felt like it was more controlled. So I would prefer the Hypercoil over the Short Fuse. The XR2, you're going to be paying 340 million, and the reason why is, okay, one, it got 3rd place, right? But also, it's a looting weapon, guys, and this thing shoots through walls. It does a crap ton of damage, which is a whole nother story. I think it's worth 300 million. You know, I love my Magstorm, but again, for grinding, it got 3rd place. And then we move on to the Flesh Seeker. It's 200 million. Again, it's a looting weapon, and then goes on and on and on. But again, here is a picture of our results: Short Fuse, Hypercoil, XR2, Flesh Seeker, UWC, CryoStorm, Vindicator, blah 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 blah. Your best bet right now is honestly the CryoStorm, and the reason I say that, the CryoStorm is 78 million. And it got around 55 million, where the other one, the best one in the game, got 66, and the second best got 62. So about 10 million away, and it's only 78 million. So if you guys haven't picked up the CryoStorm from the credit shop, now is your chance. You know, obviously it carries its weight. So I hope you guys like this video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys very much. Hit the notification bell. Leave a comment in the descriptions of what you guys think the next video should be. And until then, guys, I appreciate you guys very much. Join our Discord and stay safe out there. Thanks. See ya. Peace.